Let's go on a tour through the nsolid console, and let's use nsentinel to analyze one of our CPU profiles of one of our workers. That way we can see how nsentinel helps us make our code more efficient and resilient. What code are we using? Conway's Game of Life. Here we have Conway's Game of Life constantly being generated by a bunch of different workers. Each one of these workers has their own specific profiles that are all being scheduled on a round-robin scheduler, such as some simple workers, some slower ones, thready workers, a leaky one, a blocking one, and a worker that exemplifies TypeScript implementations. That way you can see source map usage within the nsolid console. Let's dive back into the nsolid console, where we can get deep visibility into all of our different registered processes, including one of our simple workers. Here you can see that we have visibility into the worker's generated CPU usage, heap usage, host load, and a ton of other metrics, all without generating nearly any overhead. Here is where we can also start a CPU profile, where we can generate a profile over a small interval and get an overall flame graph and usage for all of the application's different processes. The Scatterplot tool within the nsolid console is a great way for us to recognize any outliers within our application. Here we can see that we have a single worker that is much more CPU inefficient. We can now analyze it and go in to see what's going on when it comes to its CPU usage, heap usage, and we can even start another CPU profile on that if we would like to. Let's dive into the nsolid assets page to check in on that CPU profile that we logged earlier. We also have access to heap snapshots and heap samples, but today we'll just be focusing on our CPU profiles. Here we have a flame graph as well as a table of the time it took for each of our different functions within the worker to complete. We can see that the generate pattern function is overwhelmingly adding a ton of time to our application and really holding things up. Now, this is very easy for a human to see, but when it comes to more significant programs with a lot more functions going on, it's a lot harder to catch inefficiency issues like this. So nsentinel can help us analyze our code and see which portions should be more efficient than they are currently. It will then provide us with a different version of the code that it believes is more efficient, and will benchmark it against what was previously there, as well as giving us a projected improvement. Here we can see there's overall an 871% projected improvement for the code that it has provided. Obviously, this number won't be exactly on the mark, but it just shows how much more efficient it believes its code will be. We can then drop this into our IDE and see just how much stronger our code will get. The great thing about nsentinel is that it also provides a full thought process for why it believes this is the function that's really causing our issues, and as well as going through the other functions that may be caught as issues by a user, but aren't actually problematic. Finally, we have the nsolid security page, where we can get deep visibility into our vulnerable assets and packages within our application. Using ncmv3, which is detailed in one of our most recent blog posts, you can see that we get visibility into our different issues when it comes to cookie usage, our different packages, and other items. If you'd like to learn more about the way that we handle this, please look into ncmv3 on our blog page. And that was just a taste of what nsolid and nsentinel can do. From traces and metrics to CPU profiles and AI-generated reports, and so much more, these tools give Node.js developers the deep visibility and powerful insights necessary to enter a new realm of efficiency and resilience for their applications.